What up, what up, what up, y'all? Welcome to the Pastry Bear podcast. And today we are in Jamaica, beautiful Jamaica. And I'm with two very special guests. They both are my friends, George Matthews and Volley Williams. What's up, guys? How you doing?
What up, man? What up? What up? Big
We're
up
here, bro.
yourself.
Yeah, we doing it. We're doing it big. We're chilling in a nice community. What's the name of this community?
Meadows of Irwin.
Yeah, it's pretty cool over here. I like it. There's a security at the gate and everything. I like that type of vibes. We came here and the host gave us a Belair to drink, so we just vibing, having fun. So we're gonna start this
No, you need to
podcast
say
off.
belly or rare.
Oh, no, I don't like that. I don't like that rear stick, but yeah. So we're gonna start the program off like this. We're gonna talk to Valet and George. We're gonna get just a little bit of history of how they got started in the kitchen and different places that they work and their experience. So let's start off with you, George. Tell us how you got started in the kitchen.
Ah, let me say, I got started over almost 20 years now.
Wow.
Well, basically, my mom, actually, I gotta give credit to her. She was the one who introduced me to the kitchen.
Right.
She actually used to cook a lot for church and for friends, and even had like a little breakfast counter that she used to do for one of the companies she used to work.
Right.
And every time she cooked, she always say Omar. Well, Omar is my pet name that I grew up with.
Oh,
They
so
would
the
say,
pet name is like an alias.
yeah.
Right. Right.
Oh, I thought it
yeah.
was like an animal, man.
Well, not really, but and she said, always come and taste what she prepares, So if she cooks some stew chicken or some curried goat or something like that,
Right.
she always call me to come and taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
And funnily, when I went to high school, I I applied to do food.
Wow.
And when I saw all my friends going to do like carpentry, metal work, and electrical engineering and all of that, I actually,
Felt away.
yeah, I actually changed my major in high school and went and did carpentry.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Right.
And I did pretty well. I got high marks in my class for carpentry. Right now, CXC level 1, I still have in carpentry. And since the day I left high school, bro, I've not been into a furniture shop.
So you pretty much did something that you never really had interest for. You was just doing it because of the crowd.
Doing it, but I think I really liked it because my grandfather used to work at a furniture shop.
Oh,
So I think maybe that's where the interest sparked,
Right.
and I did it. And when I left high school, within 2 months after leaving high school, I went directly into working into a kitchen.
So how did you get to the kitchen from doing carpentry at school?
Because it wasn't my first love.
Oh.
So in life, once there's something that you really love, the first thing you do is, if you stray away from it, there's some point in time that you will go back to it.
Yeah, I like that.
And I
That's
think
true.
that's what happened. So I went back into the kitchen, or I went to the kitchen, and I actually worked at just a regular cook shop, in Jamaica, the
Right.
street cook shop.
Right. Right.
Authentic Jamaican food. You just go there and eat, and I did that for about 4 years.
Oh wow.
And then I said I wasn't getting anything out of that. So I moved on. I went to Jamaica College for 1 semester, and I worked there for 1 semester in the canteen.
Mm.
Then move on from there, and I went to another restaurant off Red Hills Road, where I spent 2 additional years. But in between that, I actually went to the Bahamas, and while in the Bahamas, I went to Atlantis, and I said, "Wow, I would really love to."
You mean the
work.
Atlantis Hotel over there?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
It's been around that long?
Joe, you're trying to say.
So we have some hole? No, brother.
Hold on. So no, because it just started off. So it's almost 20 years you've been in the kitchen.
Yeah, but remember I said, when I moved from being in the kitchen
Oh, so
overall.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, the
But-
Atlantis, I thought it was open like a couple, like probably 5-6 years ago.
No, man.
I didn't know it was-
Longer than that, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I went to Bahamas about 04 or about 04.
Right.
And when I went there, I met a friend. I met someone there, and we became friends, and we chit chat a little bit. And I was saying, I would really love to come back to Bahamas and get some work, because in Jamaica sometimes you work and you're not making ends meet. So I wanted to do something else.
Right.
And he said he touched base with the manager, one of the managers at Atlantis, and he called me back and said, all right, they are willing to take you, but the only thing you need, you have to have, send me your credentials.
Right.
Remember, I didn't do foods in school.
Right.
I don't know nothing about that,
Right, exactly.
Because, and he said, well, that's the only way they would take you, because when the government comes in, they would have to prove that you're a professional at what you do.
Right. So they can hire you because you got to get a work permit and all of that.
Definitely.
Right.
So thereafter, I said, all right, I actually, just to backtrack a little bit, when I left high school, my carpentry teacher had actually asked me to, sign me up to go to RTNTA
Right.
to study carpentry, because I did so well. And as I said, I didn't go. So my name was on their logs and everything there and then, but I just forget that. So I actually, moved further, where when my friend in Bahamas told me that I have to get credentials, I said, all right, cool. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to school.
Oh, that's what you decided to do?
That's what I decided to do. And I actually started calling Hart and say, hey, I want to pursue foods if I can get a transfer. I was getting a little bit of the runaround somewhat. Right. And actually called, and one thing I learned over the years is, when you're trying to get something from a company, you have to assert yourself somewhat as you're well known.
Right.
So I actually called and asked for the managing director at the time for RTNT, and I explained the situation that I needed to actually get in a position to work at Atlantis, and I just need certification.
Right.
I have been into the industry for a little bit, and so, but the only thing is, I've never worked in an hotel.
Because you've been working with restaurants.
So working in regular cook shops, and so
right, it's just regular stuff.
It's just regular stuff.
Right.
Even though you have place for that.
Mm-hmm.
But the culinary genres and all of that, I don't know what hell did people talk about when they mention certain things.
Right.
So after that, they say, all right, I should go to the office in Kingston, sign for transfer, and then they will try to admit me in the program.
Oh.
I said, okay, that sounds good. So once I do that, they say, give them a month, and then I can check with them to see if I can get admitted at Runaway Bay Heart.
Right.
So this was about 2005 now, when went to Heart, and while trying to get into Heart,
you know what? Hold on, this guy's great. He's trying to put the cup down with the mic. Okay, but go ahead.
Yeah. So what eventually happened? It took me a year to actually get admitted to Runaway Bay Heart.
Right, because that's a pretty hard school to get into.
Yeah, and that was a challenge.
Right.
Right.
List right there, man.
Bro, I tell you, while trying to get admitted to Heart, I keep calling the offices almost every single week.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, for 1 year.
Wow.
Until after about 2 months, the receptionist at the desk, she didn't got fed up. She know my voice.
Oh, so whenever you
call,
so
when
I
called, she said, "Hi, Mr. Matthews. I didn't know this person from Adam.
Right,
but
right,
she, as she uh, came on the phone, she said, "Hi, Mr. Matthews, how are you?"
Right.
I said, because I was trying to get in touch with the project manager at the time, which was Shauna Myrie
Oh,
at the
yes,
time.
yes. It's my right.
Yeah, you know her. And, every time I call and I said, "Is she available?" She's always in a meeting,
Mm-hmm.
always running to a meeting,
Yeah.
or
I
always
think,
out of office.
yeah, it's
So
always like that.
Yeah, so even if I call at 8 o'clock in the morning, she's not there.
Mm-hmm.
If I call at 9, she's in a meeting. If I call at 12, she's at lunch. So that was just what was happening for almost a year, until finally, after about um, 10 and a half months,
Mm-hmm.
while it was, because they were saying the program has not yet started. The program has not yet
Right.
started.
And what program you was trying to get into?
I was trying to get into the Commis Chef program.
Oh, the Commis Chef. Okay.
Right? Because they said, because I have basic knowledge of food prep already.
Right.
I
So
may
you
not
won't
would need to do level 1.
Level 1. Right?
Yeah. So so they recommend, say, go do commercial cooking.
Right.
I said, okay, fine. So finally now, when I got to hear Mrs. Myrie's voice on the phone, and she said, "Mr. Matthews, I got your messages. I apologize and all of that for not returning the calls, but it's just been busy." I said, "Okay, that's fine, but for 9 months." That's what I said to myself.
That's a long time to be busy.
Yeah. But eventually, she said, "All right, come in for an interview."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Okay, fine." Went in for the interview, and I can't forget that interview when she called me and she said to me, "Come down for the interview." This was a Friday morning. I remember vividly. Went in, sat there waiting for her. She said, "Be there for 8:30." I was there waiting from about 8 o'clock. She didn't come into office until about 9. When she called me in her office, and we started talking, and I explained to her the situation of my situation and stuff. She said, "Okay, fine. How could we work this out for her, for so I could be admitted in the program for January?" This was almost November going into December.
Right.
She said, "All right, the program is full." I said, "I already have been calling since January."
Right, and it's almost a year.
And it's almost a year, and it's full already. She said, "That's how it is." And then she said, I can't forget when she said to me, one thing is, when she admits someone into the program at the last minute,
Mm-hmm.
they always disappoint her. And I said to her, let me be the first not to disappoint her.
Right.
She went through my resume and everything. And I can't forget what she said to me. I remember, as I said earlier, I've never worked in a hotel. I don't know nothing about the
operation of a hotel and whatnot.
Yes. So I remember when she asked me, do you know the 5 mother sauces?
That's a regular question for everybody.
Yeah. She said, and I said, mother sauces. I said, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know.
Right.
I'm not gonna pretend as if I know I don't know. I was just straightforward with her.
Mm-hmm.
She said, just guess, just think. And I said, okay, all right. I was thinking about sauces that I have prepared, or sauces that I hear out there.
Right.
And I said, all right, ketchup.
Ketchup.
I said, ketchup. Funnily, she didn't laugh.
Mm.
She didn't laugh. And she said, anything else? I said, soy sauce. Sweet and sour sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the sauces I know. I didn't know anything else.
Right.
And, when I look back at it, and I said, I was just looking at her face,
mm-hmm.
and seeing how professional she was.
Right.
She didn't laugh.
I would have burst out laughing.
No, I know. Well, everybody know who you are.
I did some interviews already, man, and I stopped and I did interviews. I said, what are the mother stuff? Ketchup. Hey,
ketchup. I
can't retain that. I laugh. Some say mayonnaise.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say mayonnaise. But mayonnaise. But look at when I said those, and she didn't laugh. It felt good to me,
mm-hmm.
because when she said it wasn't correct, but she told me what they were, and I actually went home and did my research.
Oh yeah,
That's when
important.
I started to that's when I started to look into knowing the proper way of doing things. So eventually January come, the program didn't start January. February came, the program didn't start, and the program started actually in March. And that's when I met a couple guys that I remember the first day at school.
Mhm.
You know, and I saw a couple of my colleagues, you know, good friends of mine, like Nicholas Beckford, Garcia
Oh yeah,
Brown,
Nicholas.
you know, Richie, Kenil Jackson, you know, those guys, you know, really
Yeah,
good
those
friend
guys
of
were
mine
pretty
now.
popular at school.
Yeah. And you know, funny, you know, I think I told Nicholas this what happened when the first day when everybody was in their chef uniform, you know, and I couldn't afford to buy one of the regular jackets that I would see. So a friend of mine designed the jacket for me.
Mm.
You know, it was I
Hold
did
up.
something.
So this jacket that are you talking about, like the green, like the Jamaican color jacket?
No,
Oh,
no,
that's not it.
that's long after, bro. That's long after.
Oh, okay. Because we got to talk about that.
Yeah, that jacket was a black and white jacket. It was a white, full white with the black piping.
Not to interrupt. No, you've been buying jacket. You have a personal designer, tailor that makes you a jacket. He said,
No, I did some of that because, as I said, I couldn't afford it. Someone tailor design jacket for me.
Right.
well, I can't afford a tailor to make my jacket, man. I go buy that, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, so I actually got the jacket, and I remember when he was actually going through my uniform and all of that, and seeing when going to school, you know, for the first day and seeing
Right, look, everybody turning their phone off now.
well,
and you know what? The funniest thing, you know, the first person say I'm gonna put my phone on silent is the person that their phone ring. George, really?
No, it's not my phone.
Whose phone is this?
I don't know. I was just trying to just put it on silent before.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So eventually, when I actually when we start doing the when the chefs come in, when the chefs came in, Garcia.
Yo, this is the funniest. What's wrong with you?
No, this is fun.
Bully, you are tripping right now.
I think he's on something.
All right, if somebody take Bully's drink, Garcia, take that drink right
now. No, man, the drink alright is just
his phone was ringing.
Oh, your phone ring now?
Yeah. But it's, guess what? It's on vibrate though.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Yeah, so back to what we were saying.
Right.
So the first day of school now, and I saw I remember seeing Richie. Richie was the first person who grabbed my attention. He was wearing a white jacket with he was working at Sandals at the time, and their jacket at the time was white jacket, red stripe, and their cufflinks with this red.
Yeah.
These are the guys I need to
Yep.
be around, you know.
Yep.
Because they seem to be
professional.
Yeah, no, you know, the professional of the
right
business.
direction.
Yeah. So as I said, my jacket was a black and white piped jacket, you know, lapped, and so I was the only one in something looking like that, and everybody was saying, "Oh, your jacket look good," you know. But the persons who I was looking at they were saying to me that my jacket looked good, and I'm saying, "No,
their jacket looks better.
Their jacket looks good, and they look like the professionals." So I wanted to par with them, you know, to say, because I want to learn as much.
Exactly.
Because I am coming into this knowing nothing. Yeah. I just want to learn something. And eventually, was the program started, and you know, and it was just fun. You know, I get a lot to learn a lot of new things. But funny, you know, working in the regular cook shop gives you, I would call, somewhat of an advantage.
Right.
Meaning you can cook bulk easily.
Mhm.
You can cook rice easily.
Right.
And funnily, when I see some of the top guys in the class at one point, I remember there was this guy from I think Plantation, and when he actually was cooking rice, he said he was in the kitchen for over 5 years working at Plantation. And when you look at the rice, it comes like it was rice porridge a guy cooked.
It's so soft.
And I'm saying,
Yo, man, it's not rice porridge, man. It's risotto.
and I was there saying, we're making rice pilaf, bro.
Yeah, pilaf.
And I'm saying, oh, that is possible. You understand? So those are some of the stuff, some of the fun times that I had at Commis Chef, and I decided that I wasn't gonna let that be the last thing I do.
Right.
So I totally forgot about going to Atlantis. So I moved on and I did Chef the Party.
But you know what's funny? I can remember going to Heart too, and when I saw you and the other guys, I was like, man, these guys are professional. Now listening to your story to know how you started, I thought you was cooking forever when I saw you the first time. And what I remember about you the most is you had some fly jackets. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day.
Hey, he say he got no money, man, and this man have a personal tailor making jackets, man.
Listen, no, I don't know. I think he was making those jackets back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was fascinating because he used to come to I think it was, I don't know what you was doing at that time, but you used to wear a green, black, and gold jacket. And I saw it one day and I'm like, wow, that jacket is nice. And you can tell it's
colors.
Yeah, it's like the colors of the flag. And I was like, how the hell he got that? Because like the sleeve, like the entire shoulder of the jacket is one color, and then this portion is one color.
Yep.
The chest portion is one color. And I'm like, how you do that? And one day somebody asked him, and he said, "Oh, I make these." Were you selling them at that point?
All right. How that jacket came about. All right. I consider myself a true patriot. I love my country.
Right.
I love my colors. So at any interval, I always try to showcase my colors, and that's where the brand Jam Chef came from. Right. I was doing that. My tailor was doing jackets for me. I had a friend of mine who made bags, and I said, "Hey," I said, the guys with knife bags on. I wanted to make a bag for me, and I got a bag from I think it was Nicholas who loaned me a roll bag that he had. Or Carl Thomas had one, and I said, "Loan me the bag." I just want to get the specs from it.
Oh, right.
And I brought it to my friend, and they said, "Yeah, man, I can make this for you." And they took the specs and they made the bag.
I never saw that bag though,
like
but
that.
Right.
But the jackets were fire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I made the bags, and then when the time when you saw that jacket, that's when a lot of people started asking me if I could do jackets for them as well.
Yeah, I really think so, because I wanted one of those jackets.
But one of the only thing is everybody wanted a jacket but didn't want to pay.
Oh yeah, it's a free
So
stuff right there.
I just said, okay,
It's like that.
I will just wear my jackets and that's it. But then Mrs. Mary and Dr. Janet Dyer approached me and said, "I always love your jackets, and we are having Heart on our Bay 20th anniversary, and if you could do some jackets for us."
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah, and embroider the name of the institution on it and all of that. I said, okay, fine, no problem.
Hold on. So did you have any experience in doing this type of stuff before that?
It's always about assigning responsibility.
Oh, that's what it is.
Right.
Okay.
The thing is, I don't know nothing about designing clothes or whatever. Sometimes I just know how I would want something to look.
Right.
And I have a tailor, and I said, "Dre, this is how I want. This is what I want."
Right.
Right. And he would say, "All right, cool." He don't even draw it up. I just get the fabric and he just cut it and make it. And when it's done, that's what I want. So I actually got the order to do jackets for her. And they asked me to do 50 jackets. And then it eventually cut down to about 25. Because same thing, everybody didn't want to pay
right
for their jackets as well. So eventually I did the 25 jackets. And up until now, I remember going by Heart a couple months ago, and one of the professors there said to me, George, I still have that jacket from when? About
Yeah, that's probably like
09
yeah,
or
that's a
08. And I'm saying, but I still have mine in my closet, just the
oh,
same.
you do?
So, I remember, and that was the first, that event was one of the first competition that I've done, that I did actually, because that day they actually did a competition and I did it with Latroy Morgan, one of our good
Right,
friends
right,
again,
right,
Big up Latra
you know.
anyway there.
Yeah, and we did. I was actually working at Norma's on the terrace at the time.
right. That was a
You
popular
know,
restaurant back
yeah,
in the
So
day.
rest in peace, Auntie
yeah.
Norma.
I'm telling you, real showstopper there. She was one of my um mentors,
Mm,
and I still live by some of what he has taught me over the years.
right.
And she actually gave me all the ingredients that I needed to do that competition.
Mm,
She said, "What you want to do the competition? Just go in the kitchen and take whatever you want." Just like that.
wow.
Went in there and I took out lobster out of the
What?
fridge. She said, "That's what you want?" I said, "Yeah, it's okay."
You're talking lobster tail.
I'm talking whole lobster,
Fresh.
fresh lobster.
Not cheap.
Nope.
Big up yourself, Auntie Norma.
And I went in and I did a lobster dish,
hmm
and it was as I said, it was my first competition. Remember, I wasn't working. It was my first time working in a restaurant. I worked in a fine dining restaurant, in an hotel, or so forth. So all the other guys who had more experience, when I did my dish, that lobster dish, actually, she showed me how to cut the lobster shell and take the lobster out, fold it back onto the shell, and present it properly. And I said, man, everybody at school was saying, yo, they plate them mad,
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, yeah, but these guys were the one who have more experience on doing the thing better than I was. So I was there feeling good in myself, knowing that the persons who I was there looking up to
We're
were
looking.
saying,
We're
hey,
acknowledging you.
yeah, they were saying, yo, you're doing what you did was an excellent piece of work,
Right.
and I felt real good about that, and after that I actually moved on to working at the US Embassy, which I worked there for about 10 years.
Yeah, that's a long that. That's
Yeah.
the. I think that's the because when I texted you the other day, you told me you was in Montego Bay. I was like, what is he doing in Montego Bay? And then today, me and Valet was having a conversation. That's when you told me that you moved there like 3 years ago, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, time
Yeah,
is going by so quick.
that's how it is.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I really looked, and I said, 2 years has gone pretty well.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
because now the exec chef for Core Villas.
4
We,
pillars.
yeah, we have a couple high-end villas in both Montego Bay, Trial, and Silver Sands in Trelawney. So we have that where we have clients coming in from all over the world, on a weekly basis, where we have them, and we do some really good food for them and let them enjoy the island vibe and enjoy all that we have to offer. Even moving from here, we even do events overseas as well, where so pretty much we're just all around. We tend to do our best to ensure that we put out quality stuff and our clients really enjoy what we do.
Right. So I got a question to ask. Being that you've been the personal chef for the U.S. Embassy.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like working there?
That was well, it was an eye opener for me,
Right.
and I look at the experience of seeing a little boy from what we call in Jamaica the ghetto.
Right. The ghetto.
Yeah, moving from there to work for some influential people in the world.
Right.
I got the opportunity to meet President Barack Obama. I got the chance to
Oh wow.
let him taste my jerk chicken.
Oh, you did?
History, my friend.
Yeah,
that's the type of stuff I like to hear.
yeah, I got the opportunity to cook for Condoleezza Rice. I got the opportunity to cook for Jeb Bush, that's George Bush's brother.
Right.
whole lot of diplomats and
Right.
influential people. Even in Jamaica, I've cooked for um, Prime Minister Patterson, Prime
Mhm.
Minister Holness, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller,
Mhm.
Prime Minister Golding, the Governor General, Sir Patrick Allen. I've done pretty much, did a lot with with preparing and meeting some of these influential people. And as I said, for me, it was eye opener. It was a fabulous experience for me, and I would never want to trade it in for anything because I got the opportunity to learn a lot. I got the opportunity to be more, grow myself personally, be more diplomatic in what I do and in what I say, and how to do certain things as well. And no, well, for me, my life has just been a blessing, and I just give thanks.